super expensive shoes that everyone was talking about. Or maybe went to a running shoe store and got a recommendation for a shoe and you splurged and spent that $200+ and your foot still hurts. If that's you, you need to stick around for this week's episode. Hi, I'm Dr. Varner, and this is Right Along with Dr. V, and we are on episode number 14. And what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to answer the most common question that I get as someone who treats heel pain and foot pain every single day that I practice. And that question is, what's the right shoe? What is the shoe that stops plantar fasciitis? What is the shoe that stops foot pain in general? And I'm about to be honest with you. You ready for it? I don't think y'all ready for it. I think I'm going to hold it to myself. Somebody say they're ready? Okay. The answer is this. The right shoe for heel pain, the right shoe for foot pain does not exist. I know. You were expecting me to drop some gems, but I am going to drop some gems. I'm going to explain to you why it does not exist. It does not exist because the right shoe has all to do with you. That kind of rhymes, so I'm going to repeat it. The right shoe has all to do with you. What do you mean by that? Every single person has a very unique foot, has a very unique range of motion, has a very unique lifestyle. So your shoe must match you. Let's use glasses as an example, right? Every single person that wears glasses can't wear the same glasses, right? And it's because every single one of our eye deficits or our eye challenges are different. Same thing with our feet. And just like I can't switch glasses with someone else and expect to see, you can't switch shoes with someone else and expect to have relief. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to tell you the things that you need to know to be able to choose the right shoe for you. So this question and this topic came from a question that I got on TikTok last week. And the question was this: hey, Dr. V, what is the best slipper/shoe for a high arch foot with plantar fasciitis? Great question. And so the short answer to it is this. The short answer is typically a very high arch foot is more rigid. So a high arch foot would need more cushion and more shock absorption. But your arch is not the only thing that you have to take in consideration. You also have to take into consideration the width of your foot. Now, typically we see a high arch foot have a narrow style foot or type foot, but not all the time. Also, your ankle mobility plays a huge role in that. Do you have a condition called equinus where you can't really pull your toes all the way? Do you have a super flexible ankle that's so flexible that you're prone to twist your ankle? And what's your lifestyle look like? Are you super active? Do you have a desk job? Do you like to run? What activities? All of that has to be taken into consideration when you are choosing the right shoe. So some people always say, well, Dr. Varner, how do I know? I think I have a high arch. I think my foot's flat. I don't really know. How can you tell? So this is a really quick test that you can do to test and determine what your foot type or what your arch type is, because it's important, but it's just one piece of the puzzle. But you need to know this in order to start down the right path for the right shoe for you. So this is a trick that I learned when I was in medical school. It's called the wet foot test. Stick with me. All right, what is that? So you know how when you step out the shower, you step out the bath, and you see that footprint on your mat? That will tell you what type of foot or arch type that you have. So next time you step out the shower and next time or the bath, I want you to look at your footprint. Does the entire bottom of your foot, can you see that in your footprint? If you can see the entire bottom of your footprint, or the bottom of your foot in your footprint, that means you have a flatter foot type. If you only can see the heel and maybe the toes, maybe just the outside of your foot just a little bit, that's more consistent with a higher arch, right? And if you are somewhere in between, like you can kind of see the entire bottom of your foot and you see a little bit more than just the toes and the heel, you're probably at a neutral arch height. Okay? So that's where you start. You start with your arch height, and then you want to consider the width of your foot. Is my foot narrow? Is my foot wide? Is my foot normal? Because that then determines what your toe box on your shoe should look like. So obviously, if you never want to be in a situation, whether you have a narrow foot, a wide foot, or a neutral foot, where your toes are crammed, because that just leads to so many other problems. Things like hammer toes, bunions, those types of things. It also shuts down your intrinsic muscles in your foot and makes your foot weaker. So that toe box is really important. But if you have a wide foot, you want to make sure that that shoe can accommodate that. And even if you have a narrow foot, if you put your foot in a super wide foot, then you make yourself prone to developing blisters and other things on your foot because your foot is moving around too much. So your arch height is important. The width of your foot is important. And the last thing that I mentioned is your activity and your lifestyle. So you have to take these things into consideration. If you're a walker, if you're a runner, if you exercise, all of those things have to be taken into consideration. And so obviously the more active you are, the more cushion you may need. And depending on the activity, you may need more stability, less cushion. So you have to keep this in mind when, one, you're buying shoes, and two, you're choosing which shoes you're going to wear for the day. So I know this is complicated, and you thought it really wasn't complicated, but it really is. So if you need help with this, I've created something that will walk you through exactly how to not only identify what type of foot you have, but I also give you the exact shoes that you need for your particular foot. Now, to help you with that, I created a guide to help you. It's just called my Shoe and Insert Guide. You can find that link in my bio, or you can just DM me the word shoes and I'll send you the link right over, and it breaks it down for you so you don't have to guess anymore. Now, before I get off this episode, there is one more thing that I have to tell you about, and it's called the insert trap. What is this? So this is what I always see. Someone finally gets the shoes right. They finally find the right shoe for them. And then they go and they throw a $20 drugstore insert in their shoe that doesn't do anything but contradicts the built-in support that's in that shoe for you. So if you're going to add an insert in your shoe, it has to also match your foot. And guess what my shoe and insert guide does? It tells you exactly what insert to get. All right, that is all that I have for episode 14. If you have questions about your feet, please leave them below in the comments. I will be so happy to answer them for you. And remember, when your feet feel good, everything else gets a little easier.